Okay, what if life just flowed? Seriously, imagine the right people just showing up, opportunities kind of unfolding without you having to struggle so much, feeling, light in your body, mind clear, heart peaceful. Is that just fantasy? Or could it actually be, well, a direct result of your vibration?
That's exactly the big question we're digging into today. We're looking at this whole concept of vibration, but uh, more than that, how you can maybe raise it permanently.
Yeah.
We're drawing on some really interesting sources you shared, stuff that connects, ancient ideas with more modern perspectives on energy.
Yeah, and for you listening, we get it. You want to understand this stuff, get those aha moments, but without getting totally bogged down in jargon, right?
Yeah.
So think of this as like your shortcut to understanding a really powerful concept and how it actually plays out in life.
Fundamentally, the idea is pretty simple, actually. Everything, and I mean everything in the universe, is moving. It's vibrating. And that includes your thoughts, your emotions, your words, what you do.
Like an energy signature.
Yeah. Exactly, an energetic signature.
Yeah.
And the universe kind of responds to that signature. What we really want to zero in on today is moving beyond just, feeling good sometimes to making that high vibration your actual baseline.
Yeah, not just the temporary buzz you get after, say, a good yoga class, but establishing a really stable, uplifted inner state. And the payoff could be huge, couldn't it? Like deeper awareness, clearer path to your goals.
Manifesting things more easily,
Mm-hmm.
living from that authentic spiritual center.
Definitely.
And it's really important to clear up a common misconception here. Raising your vibration isn't about plastering on a happy face 1047 or pretending you don't feel negative emotions. Life throws curveballs.
Of course.
It's more about cultivating this inner state of, well, truth, coherence, and being really present no matter what's happening outside.
Okay, so in this deep dive, we'll trace this idea back, look at its ancient roots, then explore how vibration works on, like, the physical, mental, spiritual levels.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get into the common blocks, the things that drag your frequency down, and crucially, give you some practical ways to build and sustain that higher energy.
Sounds good. So where does this idea even come from? It feels quite contemporary sometimes, but you're saying it's ancient.
Oh, absolutely. It's not new age fluff.
Hmm.
This understanding that everything vibrates is what's a cornerstone in many ancient traditions. Think about the Hermetic teachings from ancient Egypt or the Yoga Sutras in India. They both point to this.
And wasn't there that text, the Kabbalion? It mentions vibration, right?
Spot on. Its second great law states, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates.
Okay, let's unpack that. Everything vibrates. So it's like the heartbeat of the universe. Everything has its own frequency.
Pretty much. From a rock to a thought, it all exists as a specific vibratory pattern. And this frequency isn't just random. It defines what something is and how it connects to everything else. Look at the Vedic tradition in India. They talk about spanda, sacred vibration. The idea there is that divine consciousness itself isn't static. It's this vibrant, pulsing energy. The universe is alive. It's this dynamic energy field.
That's a really different way of looking at reality compared to just, solid stuff.
Totally. And you see similar threads elsewhere, like some Native American shamanic traditions understood that everything has an inner song,
Inner melody.
a melody, yeah. And illness was seen as like losing your song, falling out of harmony. Healing then was about realigning, getting back in tune with the Great Spirit's vibration. And often this kind of knowledge was kept quite secret, passed down carefully.
Wow. So it's this ancient cross-cultural understanding. How does modern science fit in, if at all?
Well, this is where it gets really fascinating. Quantum physics is starting to echo some of this ancient wisdom.
Mm.
It tells us that what we perceive as solid matter, it isn't really solid deep down.
Right, it's mostly empty space and moving particles.
Exactly. Yeah, it's made of constantly moving particles, essentially patterns of energy vibrating.
Mm.
So science is kind of confirming this age-old idea that vibration is fundamental to reality.
Okay, so if everything vibrates, including us, what does that mean for, for you listening right now?
I mean, you're not just this fixed thing defined by your job or your past. At your core, you are a frequency. You're energy in motion. And here's the empowering bit.
You can change it.
You can absolutely change it. You can intentionally adjust your frequency. Think about it. You meet someone and they just radiate peace, right? Or someone else feels heavy.
Mm-hmm. You feel it immediately sometimes.
That's their vibration you're sensing. It's
Yeah.
tangible. And while you can't easily fake it, you can cultivate it. And this leads us to the real challenge, the spiritual journey, if you like.
Which is not just feeling good occasionally, but making that higher vibration permanent.
Exactly. Most of us, our vibration fluctuates wildly depending on what happens to us. Good news, vibration goes up. Bad news, it tanks. The deeper path is about anchoring that higher frequency, making it your default state, your home base, regardless of the external weather.
And that's not just positive thinking, is it? It sounds deeper.
It requires a real inner transformation, where your soul, your core self, starts guiding your mind, body, and emotions. They align. Understanding vibration really is understanding life. And when you raise your frequency intentionally, you're not just changing how you feel, you're actually starting to shift your reality.
Okay, so let's get specific. What actually makes up our individual vibration? It's more than just a mood, right?
Definitely. Think of your vibration as the sum total of your state of being right now. That includes your dominant thoughts, the emotions you tend to hang on to,
Mm-hmm.
the words you use, your actions, your habits, and maybe most importantly, your underlying intentions.
So it's like tuning a radio. We're always broadcasting something.
Precisely. Some frequencies are clear and uplifting, others are like static, heavy, distorted.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal isn't just to hit a good station now and then, but to make that higher frequency your new default setting.
Got it. So what are the key dials on this radio? What shapes our frequency most?
Well, first up, your thoughts and your perception, how you interpret things. The classic example, same event happens to two people, totally different reactions.
Right. One person freaks out, the other stays calm.
Exactly. The second person is likely operating from a higher vibration. It's not thinking itself, but the kind of thinking. If your mind is constantly looping on judgment, fear, criticism, comparison, that locks you into a lower frequency.
Even if you're doing like affirmations.
Yeah, because the underlying pattern is still running. True elevation starts when your thoughts begin to align with, let's say, a deeper awareness, moving beyond just reacting and consciously choosing your perspective.
Okay, so thought patterns are key. What's next?
Sustained emotion. Now, again, this isn't about not feeling things. Sadness, anger, fear, they're human. The key is not letting those lower frequency emotions become your permanent residence.
Like setting up camp in Resentment City.
Exactly. If that's your default emotional state, your overall vibration stays low. Think about gratitude, for instance. That vibrates much higher than, say, guilt or resentment.
Makes sense.
And the good news is, you can actively cultivate those higher states. What the universe really picks up on is your dominant emotional climate, not just the passing weather.
Okay, thoughts, sustained emotions.
Hmm.
What else?
Your relationship with the present moment, this is huge. The now is like a direct portal to your highest vibration. When you're fully here, no resistance, no clinging to outcomes, no judgment, your energy naturally rises.
Like when you're lost in doing something you love.
That's it. Time disappears, there's peace. That's present moment energy. But when you're constantly replaying the past or worrying about the future,
Your energy gets scattered.
scattered, unstable, being present isn't just some nice spiritual idea. It's fundamental for a clear, high frequency.
Okay. And there's a fourth element you mentioned.
Yes, internal coherence. This is where it gets really solid. Coherence means harmony. Alignment. Your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions are all singing the same song.
So integrity, walk in your talk.
Exactly. When you have that alignment, your energy becomes really strong, bright, magnetic. It's like a well-tuned instrument, powerful resonance. If there's a mismatch, like you say, I'm abundant, but feel deep down scarcity.
The vibration is weak,
Oh,
conflicted.
it's diluted, yeah. The universe responds to who you are, energetically, not just the words you say or the rituals you do. Raising your vibration comes from actually being someone who vibrates higher.
Right. So you mentioned that starting out meditating, nature walks, gratitude that can feel relatively easy, give you a boost.
Mm-hmm.
But sustaining it, that's the real challenge.
That's where the rubber meets the road. That's
Right.
the journey of, let's call it, mastering conscious vibration. It's part of spiritual awakening, really, because the universe, remember, it mirrors you.
Okay.
So as you start vibrating higher, guess what might show up? Challenges, difficult people, old thought patterns resurfacing.
Like a test. Is the universe testing me?
Less like a test, maybe more like training.
Yeah.
Or feedback. Your higher energy brings stuff up that needs dealing with, stuff that was maybe hidden before. It needs your attention.
So the choice is, do I fall back into old patterns or stay high and navigate it differently?
Precisely. That's the work. And there are common hurdles. One is what you might call an energetic relapse.
What's that?
You feel great, clear, high vibe. Then suddenly, boom, you feel like you've slipped back. Lower energy, old feelings.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Does it mean I failed?
Not at all. It's often just your system reorganizing. Like tuning that instrument, it takes adjustments.
Yeah.
Be patient, be present, be kind to yourself while you reharmonize. It's part of the process.
Okay, that's helpful. Patience. What else trips people up?
Well, there's the sheer weight of the collective mental noise out there. We're swimming in a culture that often pushes fear, urgency, comparison, feeling like you're not enough.
Yeah, it's loud out there.
Maintaining a high vibration in that requires, honestly, a kind of quiet inner rebellion. You have to stop needing external validation for your state. Freedom comes when their noise doesn't dictate your peace.
Detaching from the cultural static, that's big.
It is. And then there's a subtle trap, the spiritual ego.
Uh-oh, what's that?
It's when you start feeling superior because you think you're high vibe, judging others as lower, comparing yourself to feel good.
Right, that doesn't sound very high vibe.
It absolutely tanks your vibration. Your soul doesn't compete. True high vibration shows up as humility, compassion, quiet strength, not arrogance.
Okay, good reminder. So how do we handle emotions then? We can't just suppress them.
No, definitely not suppression. It's about not being controlled by them. You can feel sad without drowning in sadness. You can acknowledge fear without letting it paralyze you. You see your shadows, but they don't run the show.
It's about conscious observation.
Yes, watching yourself without judgment, and then gently guiding yourself back. Ask, does this thought lift me or drain me? Connect or isolate?
Yeah.
Honor truth or fear? The goal isn't perfection. It's just being true in the moment with love. That honesty itself starts to raise the frequency naturally.
And you mentioned surrender earlier. That feels counterintuitive to raising something.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's key. High vibration isn't achieved by gritting your teeth and forcing it. It's allowed. It flows when you stop fighting life. Trust the process. Trust that you're supported.
So letting go of control.
Letting go of the need to control everything. Aligning with the flow. Raising your vibration is maybe an act of faith. Keeping it there, that's mastery.
Okay, this is making sense. It's less about fighting and more about aligning and allowing. Now, you talked about practices, 7 of them. Let's get practical.
Right. Practice number 1, wake up with intention. Before you even look at your phone or think about the day's tasks.
Which is hard.
It is. But try it. Just take a few moments, eyes closed, maybe. Breathe deeply. And set an intention for the energy you want to embody today. How do you want to feel? This anchors you right away.
Starting the day from the inside out. I like that. Okay, number 2.
Be mindful of consumption. And this is broader than just food, though that counts too. Think about the media you consume, the conversations you have, the environments you're in.
Everything we take in has an energy.
Absolutely. Does it nourish you or drain you? Does it uplift you or bring you down? You don't need to be perfect, just aware. Choose things that feed your high vibration more often than not. Be a conscious curator of your energy inputs.
Makes sense. Like being an energetic gatekeeper. Practice 3.
Embrace silence and conscious breathing. Find moments in your day, even just a minute here or there, for silence, and consciously breathe. Deep, slow breaths.
A mini reset.
Exactly. It's incredibly powerful, more powerful than hours of frantic activity sometimes. Your breath connects you directly to the present moment, to your core vibration. Inhale calm, exhale tension.
Simple but effective. Okay, number 4.
Speak truth from your heart. Words have power, real vibrational weight. Try to cut back on complaining, judging, criticizing, not because they're bad, but because they literally lower your frequency.
So speak with kindness, authenticity.
Yes. Kindness, truth, authenticity. Speak with love, clarity, purpose. Let your words lift, not deflate.
I can see how that would shift things. Practice 5.
Move with intention. Your body is an energy system. It needs movement to keep energy flowing, prevent stagnation.
So exercise.
Doesn't have to be intense exercise. Dancing, walking, yoga, stretching, anything mindful. Move to release stuck energy. Stillness for too long can lead to energetic congestion. Movement is like medicine.
Okay, get the energy flowing physically. Number 6.
Practice gratitude without reason. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies there is. And you don't need big wins to feel it.
Appreciate the small stuff.
Exactly. Your breath, the sun, coffee, a comfortable chair, anything. Cultivate appreciation for what is. This shifts your energy profoundly towards abundance, seeing what you already have.
I love that. Finding abundance right here. And the last one, number 7.
Rest deeply. Seriously prioritize sleep. It's not just physical, it's vibrational recalibration time. Your energy system processes the day.
So good sleep hygiene.
Yes. Respect your sleep cycles. Create calming bedtime rituals. Disconnect from screens and negativity before bed. Wake up refreshed. vibrationally clearer.
The 7 practices feel really grounded, doable. It's clear this is an ongoing thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a daily choice, or rather a series of daily choices, not a one-and-done fix. But those small, intentional actions, they add up. They really do create lasting change.
And knowing you can influence your vibration, especially when the world feels chaotic, that feels empowering.
It really is. In a world full of noise and distraction, consciously holding a high vibration is an act of personal power, of self-mastery. And here's the cool thing. It's contagious.
How so?
Your high vibration naturally uplifts those around you. Your presence can inspire others without you even trying. You create ripples.
What's a beautiful thought.
But again, let's be real. This isn't about finding some magic pill. Sustained high vibration takes commitment, daily commitment, being mindful of thoughts, understanding emotions, treating your body well.
And it keeps coming back to the present moment, right?
Yeah, always. The present is where your power lies. It's where you make aligned choices, protect your energy, clear your space, build better habits. Let that higher consciousness flow through you.
So it's a living practice.
Exactly. Finding stillness when it's noisy, saying no to what drains you, choosing light when things are tough, that's unshakable vibration.
Yeah.
It comes from inner strength, not external circumstances.
Yeah.
You become the master of your experience.
And then you're saying the outer world starts to reflect that inner state.
It has to. Your environment shifts. Relationships improve. Opportunities align. Not through force, but because you're now a vibrational match for them. Your inner reality shapes your outer experience.
Wow. Okay, so as we wrap this up, it feels like the takeaway isn't just more information.
No, I think the world has plenty of information. What it really needs is more people actually living from that soul level.
Yeah.
Vibrating with love, truth, awareness. So if any of this resonated with you listening, the real invitation is to play with it. Try the practices. See what feels right. If you want to go deeper into energy, spirituality, transformation, well, this is a fantastic starting point.
Yeah, experiment. Be curious. See what happens when you consciously decide to shift your frequency. Because as the idea goes, maybe the whole universe really does start to dance to your rhythm.